What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Activate LA. I am your host. I keep saying your host. Like if I was at the studio. But oh well. We're going to be live streaming tonight from the studio. So make sure you guys tune in. Probably we're going to be going on around 9:30 or so for a quick one. But for now, you are watching and listening to King Activate, which your daily Activate, bringing you back once again this daily Activate. And it's been 6 weeks, about 6 weeks since they found the body of 14-year-old, 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, and it's very sad. It seems like the media is kind of shutting it down in a way. Not shutting it down, but they're kind of like trying to I don't know if move on from the news. They're not covering it as much. TMC is still on it. Shout out to TMC, and they're still on it. And shout out to the rest of the other outlets that are covering the news, a few. And shout out to the content creators that are covering the case still. This case is gonna go on for a while. At the same time, I'm feeling like it might shock us, or we might shock us, or surprise. They might surprise us with a news out of nowhere, right? With something unexpected. So as we know, David D4vd, he passed for what they're saying, right? Alleged properties to his parents' name. People are still wondering why would he do that? I mean, either he's guilty of Celeste's death or not, not blaming the guy at the same time, but at the same time, even though he's not a suspect, many people believe that it was him who did it. We don't know. Life is crazy. It's an evil world. Right? It's an evil world we live in. But one thing I wanted to talk about was that it seems like the few news outlets that are covering the case seem like they're I don't know, I'm not gonna say direct or change the narrative of what happened, what's going on, but it seems like I don't know. It's weird. They're saying that this is not a homicide. It's probably not a homicide, or even though the body, they found the body in the trunk, and everybody's like, well, how did the body get in there? Who did that? But yeah, I've been seeing a lot. The different news outlets are doing that. I'm gonna use this video as an example because I wanna cover it tonight. But for example, this new outlet in this video. And it's actually by TMC, so I'm not saying TMC is the only outlet that's doing this. There's different news outlets that is doing it, but let's roll the clip. Play the video.
It would seem at the beginning we thought open and shut case. This guy, had this young person he was sleeping with and they killed her and somehow left her in her trunk. Turns out that's probably not the case.
Yeah,
look, I don't think so. And you're right. A lot has popped up. She's been seen in live stream videos in the background. She's been seen in pictures with him. He wrote songs called Romantic Homicide. Actually, one of his hit songs was called Romantic Homicide. So a lot of things that the general public is looking at and saying, what is taking so long? Why is that guy not under arrest and facing murder charges? Well, there's a lot to that. So the police did execute a search warrant of the rental home that David lived in. They collected computers and so forth. That was a big part of their investigation. They needed probable cause to execute that search warrant. I think it was enough that the car was registered to him. Here's a missing body. They were able to get a search warrant. We are still a very long way from that point, though, and bringing a murder case against someone like David. And here's why. Here's the things that are unresolved about this case that we should lay out. The medical examiner has not yet even released a definitive cause or manner of death. The case, the listed cause is deferred. So it hasn't even been identified as a homicide case. This is someone who could have died of natural causes and then been chopped up. This is someone who could have died accidentally from a drug overdose and then been dismembered. We don't even know that we have a homicide. You can examine that body closely. There may be defensive wounds. There may be skin under her fingernails that indicate some sort of struggle beforehand. But
figure out if she
we're not there.
Maybe a gunshot wound, or maybe a stabbing wound. We can.
But
learn
that
all
hasn't been
from the
released.
camera, but that has not been released.
That hasn't been released. That's a big part of bringing a murder case is you have to have a body that has been murdered.
And I think that if we had those obvious causes of death, signs of death, signs of how she died, I think that those likely would have been released. I take from the fact that the medical examiner withheld that to mean that it's not as quite as open and shut as all that.
Yeah, one thing that's going to complicate it, if it's not a stabbing or a gunshot wound, the state of decomposition will allow many things to dissipate, including toxicology results that you might want to have. In her system, it might be hard to detect certain drugs that have decayed over time.
Certainly the quantity of those drugs indicating whether it might have been an overdose or not. Right?
Correct. The second is, so there's been no one named officially as a suspect or in this disappearance yet. What we do have, though, is the body was dismembered and concealed in the trunk of the car, in the frunk of the car. That opens the door at least to a case against the registered owner of the car. If you can establish a chain of custody that he was in control of that vehicle, that he would be on the hook for concealment of a body, right? That in and of itself is a crime, but it's not really the crime you want against someone. That's not a crime that faces an enormous punishment. That's very different than murder.
It's also, there's plenty of crimes that might come in there. The dismemberment might be a crime. The wrongful treatment, bodily remains. These are
the
crimes.
underage,
The underage
sex.
So the underage, I'm not sure about the sex. You'd need witnesses for that, but certainly the sort of this relationship with a minor is untoward in any respect. You can't take
not illegal to have
not
a
illegal,
friendship with a minor.
Although her parents were not aware of it, apparently. And
All right, so I just played a little bit, a small part of the whole link, because we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna do some commentary on this video tonight. Maybe we'll cover some other stuff about the case. But let me know, don't you feel like, they're kind of trying to change the news? They're trying to make it seem like, it wasn't a homicide. They didn't kill her. Maybe it was some drug overdose or drug abuse. When they say drug abuse, it kind of feels, is it me? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Is it just me that I'm feeling like they're trying to make it seem like Celeste did it to herself? Like Celeste, was the one that got, all the drugs, and she did the whole OD, and she killed herself. It's like, no, 13-year-old, you know what I mean? It had to be a lot of stuff. If that's the case, that she took a lot, she overused it. 13-year-old or 14-year-old that she was, because they found the body the next day when she was 15, right? Or when she would have been 15, but they're saying that she was already unalive at the age of 14. So at the age of 14, it's not a movie, 14. I mean, if she did a lot of stuff, where did she get all this stuff from? That's one. Where did she get all this stuff from? Who gave it to her? Who was she doing it with? Obviously she wasn't like inside the trunk and front trunk. They call it frunk, right? I don't know why I don't like the word frunk. I guess I'm not used to it, but just say front trunk. That's it. But oh well, you guys can say it or call it whatever, But we'll call it front or front trunk, whatever, for the sake of it. So she had to be doing that with somebody. She had to be doing that somewhere. I mean, even if she was in the street, how the hell did she ended up in that car? Even if she, did it, I don't know. She for that amount of stuff, and we don't know exactly what drugs she was taking. I don't think they have said it. We're still waiting for the news. I mean, the authorities to release the cause of death, right? But she had to be doing this somewhere, not in the street, not inside the car, and if she did it inside the car, in the street, how did she end up in the car? First of all, how did she end up, her body, because the body was not, it was dismembered. It means that it's not the whole body, right? So how did that body, to begin with, ended up inside that bag? That's one. You know? Two, who took the bag to that car? What gave these people the confidence to say, "Hey, man, you know what? Let's. I got an idea. Like, what's up? We're all right. We should. You know, I know where to put her. You know, I know where to put the body. We should put the body inside. You know, David's car. They're not gonna say that Tesla that's parked right there. Obviously, they know it was gonna be whose car. You know, that it was." And I'm still just like a broken record, and I'm still going to continue saying it. Who was moving the car? Because in the beginning of the news, in the beginning of the whole reporting, they were saying that the neighbor said that car was moved several times. They even said that car was used by different people. Now I do agree what they say on this link that you guys are gonna hear later. This video that I just played, but you guys are gonna listen to and watch the whole video. That doesn't mean because the car was registered to David and that he was driving it. It sounds very stupid to me, because why is a car gonna be registered to somebody and they're not gonna be moving? It could happen, right? It could happen. You know, if I know that several people are gonna be driving this car, especially if I'm a person of means, person, you know, with money, with, you know, a public figure like David, I'm not going to have that car register under my name and have other people driving it around. It is very stupid. Why am I going to have a car register under my name that is going to be for people to be driving it? Like what? Like, well, you know, like what is this? Another thing is, it's been 6 weeks, right? David knows something, because she was disappeared. I mean, she was in that car for a while, way before they found the body. Didn't David like try to look for her? Didn't David try to like call her phone? We don't know. Now we don't know if they found the phone with the body. But I mean, there's a lot of evidence here to catch somebody. But I don't know, the authorities, they're already way ahead of the game. They always know what's up. You know, they probably already know who did it. They're just trying to put the evidence all together and make sure, you know, there's no cracks or holes in their investigation, and make sure, you know, but it's going to be a big arrest. I don't know at this point. You know, I don't know at this point. A lot of people are giving the benefit of the doubt of David. And I think, I mean, even though a lot of people believe it's him, you know, people, you know, we gotta give him the benefit of the doubt, as in like by the law, right? That you are, you know, guilty until proven, or you know, vice versa. So there's a lot of stuff. So we're gonna talk about it tonight. I'm not gonna make this video long, because these daily activates are supposed to be short videos, and sometimes I just, you know, start talking, even though I always say it's going to be short, but I just keep on talking. And if you haven't watched my last video that I uploaded, go check it out. It's something different. I did it here at as a daily activate. The content is a little bit different, but I was trying something different. I was trying something new, and I am gonna see if it works. If it doesn't work, but well, we're back. Let me know in the comment section too, man, if there's any cases out there or videos that you guys seen that you guys want me to react to. I know some people, you guys want me to also to not take a break, but also to cover other cases. I can do that at the same time, any videos. So drop a comment, let me know what's up. I want to know how you doing. I want to give you a shout out. I want to give your city a shout out. So let me know where you're watching from, and let me know also too what's out there, and if you want me to do commentary or reaction to any other videos or content or true crime stories, go ahead and do it. All right, for now, hit the like button, hit those thumbs up, give this a share, and if you haven't subscribed, What are you waiting for? Just subscribe right here, somewhere around here, right? You can't see my finger, but somewhere right here. All right, catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Activate.